Another perfect day. I must stop coming here. It's like addictive. And I like meeting people. Just occasionally somebody walks along here. It's an official pathway. But it's kind of the rule of the countryside now is you don't talk to strangers. It's like, they go, well, I like to talk to strangers. If you're walking in the road, you can sort of often begin a conversation about it. No. Anyway. Yeah, it's like addictive. And this is actually bizarre. The point is, I actually come up here and can spend 2 or 3 days up here. I plan to come for half a day. And then, but it actually is also a place for best. Being in the mood to write things, which I've got to get to. Right, why have I turned this on? Because I don't talk about health, but I've actually had a week of probably, I mean, I have the constitution of ox, head ox, top ox, but I've had bad shits for a week. So stay away from people. That's reasonably kind. I think it's food poisoning. It seems to be getting a bit better. But anyway, somebody said to me yesterday I look really old. Well, I've often thought, well, I must look really old. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't use a mirror ever. I don't know if it's true. So, this is just for me to film myself. Do I look old? I don't know. But also, I have my NHS reading glasses. I hadn't even looked at them in the mirror. What are they like? I kind of only need them when the light is not very good. Right, why'd I put this on? Yep. It's time. Writing properly. I've got my other freedom of speech. Even, I mean, it's such a trite phrase, freedom of speech. It's just so flippin', it's become so polluted. But I write well on it. There's no point. I don't want. There's no point. Britain is lost. Nobody can communicate. Nobody. And but the interesting thing about freedom of speech, I mean, this is the most interesting thing. And if I could somehow put this into something. Now, my very best friend married farmer's wife, and that's an insult because there are just 2 people that run a farm, although he does most of the running it. But she has the most brutal, fantastic sense of humour. I can say anything. I only got to writing my rewriting or boosting into my freedom of speech stuff because there's something she said 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? It was, bloody hell. Yeah, after that fantastic Paradise winter. I can't remember if I've got a link on this site. illicitgirlsridingclub.blogspot.com. Just the best winter ever. And spring. But no, May was the... But she said something really unpleasant. No, slightly snide a bit later that year. And she knew me. I alone had been looking after the bloody fake, total worst fake in the world, 69-year-old woman. God, talk about playing the pity game. When in actual fact, I even discovered she's the only woman ever who'd conned me big time out of money. Because when I met her a couple of years earlier, she said, oh, I'm so poor. I can't really afford to pay more than 2 hours a week for the work, sort of cutting her overgrowth in her garden, which I loved. I loved her. It's like, oh, okay. I love this space so much, which I did. I'll do it for half price. And then it transpires, because myself and my farmer's wife friend, well, me, having met her in summer 2020, oh, I'm so lonely. I'm going to commit suicide. Oh, well, I better see what we can do here. Yeah. I mean, talk about transforming her life. I literally transformed her life. I mean, it's just, nobody had even been to her house for years. Everything was rotting. Rats, feeding the rats. Within 6 months, a whole family is there. I mean, 4 or 5 different families, and the girls. And I had it all working. It was just our life. But no, I learned from that. Damaged people are truly. You can't change people. No, it wasn't about changing her. It was about actually using this lovely land and the unused horses for their own benefit. Like middle-aged people, horses, as 21 and 22 years old, you have to ride them 4 or 5 times a week, otherwise they suffer. And I got a whole gang of girls using them. And their not really their parents, but we walk with the girls up into the hills as safety walkers. Just the happiest winter and spring ever. Anyway, Mrs. Farmer's wife, my genuinely best mate, said something snide. Oh, that's not what they say about you fucking bitch. Later by email. How dare I was stunned. How dare you? We are helping that lady, and you know we've actually saved her from herself. Me recruiting the farmer's wife lady as witness. And you said that in front of her. You can't undermine people like that. And she apologised. The finest woman I've ever known. Our jokes, the utterly lewd, extremely vicious jokes she makes. The first time she did it, I just like... But she can, because her husband is that bigger. He doesn't really like me, but anyway. Because I'm sharing his missus and kids' freedom. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Other than, why did I put this on and start waffling? Yeah. The sadness is, although this lady, this is just an archetype, we talk about everything. Absolutely everything. And she makes truly, and she's a very popular woman in the community. Makes brutal jokes about everything, which you have to. But I couldn't point her to this, my writing here. Because it's almost impossible to put it into words. And I need to, because that's the real problem with this co-opted phrase, freedom of speech. Some other person is people around them. It's almost as if they're an ecosystem of their own. And she couldn't give a shit, but her attitude would be, well, look, somebody else might read what you've written, and I'm not sure about that. I mean, it's even a bit more complicated than that. I don't know how to put it. And it's terrible. It's not good. It's not good. Anyway, why did I turn this on? Yes. I wonder what I look like. Anyway, I've got to not come here now. Even though I've been recuperating from my dribbly bottom. I probably do look like death warmed up. I've got to get on with something now. Nobody comes up here. That's the point. Nobody comes up. Nobody in the town 3 miles away says, hey, let's just go for a picnic in the hills, a walk anymore. They are just so lost to the psychodramas of the towns. Like, even around here, I mean, it's absurd. This really is some of the best countryside. That woodland there, I know, it's just gorgeous. It's like quite deciduous. I don't understand the people of this country anymore. I used to think I did 10 years ago. Not anymore. Farmers just come by here. Although the really great thing is they see me here a lot. I have my techniques for looking like I'm not staying overnight. They kind of give you a funny look. The good thing is they don't ever approach. I don't know. Except the weapon. The brown man and me. It is the answer. My best friend, she would adore it, even though we riff upon everybody. We build everybody into our narrative, and the funny things that she thinks that she's so fucking smart, like only she's allowed to make the jokes. Well, the jokes I've made with him about her, she would just piss herself at. That's why I've got to publish it, actually. Even though her husband will definitely put me on the death list. But then I'm not going to be living around here anymore, so there we go. Or she needs, I suppose. You should never have to. You know where the line is in life. I tell everybody that this is the most wonderful. I actually tell anybody that I know who's in a mess, female, I try and take them to meet her, because she's a fantastic example. Just the best example. And she doesn't read books, and we joke about that sometimes. I sent her a message this morning about the magnificent writing in Succession, and I might occasionally, look, I know you don't read books, but the writing in this is as good as Rachel Kushner or Emily, How to Kill Your Family is just satire that is absolutely top level. Anyway, farmer coming, time to turn off. Oh, whatever. There's no point.